What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys can see, the S&P 500 has just decided to open. I noticed yesterday there was maybe a very small ascending triangle forming on the hourly charts here, which you can see I'm pulling up right now. And as you guys can tell, it appears that we just broke through it as we just opened the S&P as of 3 minutes ago. It does appear, however, that we are kind of bouncing off the moving average here, so we'll kind of see how we continue to play out within the S&P as we could climb back inside of here, fill in the gap on this ascending fractal, and then either A, break inside our sideways channel or break down from that, followed by even lower dips to the downside here. So we'll see what exactly happens within the S&P 500 later on today, but we're also going to be paying attention to how exactly the cryptocurrencies are reacting, because right now we have been pretty much stagnant on every single cryptocurrency. Granted that today we did just see a correction, a pretty substantial one at that, from 31K down to 29K, but it's all within our sideways channel here. As you can clearly tell, we are getting rejected off once again this resistance level up here, which typically has corrections to the downside, so it's nothing out of the ordinary, followed by a dump, and we're seeing a similar thing happen now. So it's not necessarily something I'm surprised about in any sense, and neither should you guys be surprised about this in any sense here. You can see we're pretty much filling in the gap here almost at the end for XRP, as there's really not much more room we have left. Today is the 7th. We could maybe trade another 3 days at most to the 10th before we're pretty much forced to make a decision, and there's a good chance we're going to get a decision way earlier than the 10th, but it's just something to keep in mind. You can see Ethereum is still filling in the gap here with a decision needed at about June 14th to the 15th. Same thing with Bitcoin, about the 14th to the 15th would be the end of this descending fractal here. Everything is in the gutter, everything is correcting lower. Last time we saw Bitcoin really start to tank and correct down was back in 2018, which you can see was right here. 2018, we pretty much continued to dump. Very different from the S&P, because the beginning of 2018 for the S&P, we actually saw an interesting pattern. So let's see, the beginning here, we actually saw prices drop a little bit in January, the end of January, because the first month of January was good, or the first couple of weeks of January was good. Then we saw a small dump into March and April, but then all of April, May, June, July, we continue to go to all-time highs, higher than we've ever been. Unlike Bitcoin and crypto, which tanked all 2018 and all into 2019 here. It was only till the latter part of 2019 where we started to see prices slightly correct up higher here, which means there might not be much more time left. Granted, that could be 8 months of bear market for XRP, but it's still short term if you think about it. But the S&P 500 has continued to rise up, so there are some indifferences between the S&P and cryptocurrency as a whole, so it's hard to constantly base sentiment off each other, that one might follow the other here. We saw some overlap the past couple of days the past couple months ago, when we saw big tech fall in January and we saw crypto fall in January as well. Whether the correction back in January was caused by the markets or not is up for debate, but that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. Really quickly, guys, before we dive into the technical analysis, remember I do have a new YouTube channel that I am starting here called Hayden Schreier. This is all about finance as well as the economy, because there's a lot to talk about, and a lot of people are are hurting right now with the economy. So I just want to talk about this, summarize what's going on, and keep you guys up to date so that you don't have to follow all the different news articles, and you can watch this whenever you want and you'll be updated. So definitely make sure to check this out. Giveaway at 1,000 subs, link down in the description below. But diving into the technical analysis, you can see once again markets are tanking. Bitcoin's down 5.9%, practically 6%. Ethereum's down 8%. Global crypto market cap is 5.75%. We're down currently. We've pretty much been floating around this level for a very long time. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. You can see where Bitcoin bumped yesterday or 2 days ago. We're now dumping back down to that same support here. So it's a lot of consolidation. It's a boring market, guys. Fortunately for my sake, I've lived through this back in 2017 and 2018, which was a substantial crash to the downside here. I am, however, being affected by the economy right now. This is feeling a little bit different as I haven't experienced really this yet. This is the first time, I have my own apartment. I'm spending my own money on cars, on gas, on living and rent and groceries and everything that's exploding. So that hurts a lot, and I'm experiencing that. That's new, and we'll get used to that. But crypto, I'm already used to. It's expected. It's anticipated. This is the high volatility game. So when you go into cryptocurrency investing, this is nothing abnormal at all. What's happening right now within the market, we haven't seen in a very long time. That's different within the stock market here. So as for XRP, once again, in crypto, as boring as it is, this is a waiting game. Markets are tanking. Markets are continuing to create lower highs and dumping and going down and down and down and down and down. So we need to wait for this to determine where we're going to be moving to. As you guys know, we're going to pretty much battle out this downtrend right here and this bottom support. We're going to meet in the middle and decide, hey, are we going to break up or are we going to break down? Obviously, if we can close below fairly low, 37 cents, conservatively, we can pretty much expect to see a drop, most likely down to 18 cents, vice versa. We break through this resistance up top. Not necessarily just this downtrend here, but really this resistance is key here. Because as you guys can see, we've started in this before. So to play it real conservative, we can close above 45 cents. That's a conservative buy-in with expectations of at some point, because of how undervalued we are, swinging back up to the moving average, swinging back up to here, right around 63 cents, maybe as a high of 67 cents, but that's what we're looking for. Same thing with Ethereum. If Ethereum breaks through its bottom support, its price floor, expect to see a major dump. So if prices break through this green support level here, expect to see a drop maybe down to $1,400, if not even lower here. Vice versa, we break through this resistance. I wouldn't really consider, you could, if you want to play it aggressive, put in a very quick buying opportunity up to 2140. But for the conservative traders out there, we close above this resistance here. So prices swing up. This could be a very aggressive 4-hour trade. We close above this. We can expect to see prices swing us up to this target right around 2,600, maybe at a top of 2,800. Same thing applies with Bitcoin here. Very similar pattern forming on all these cryptos. We've been very stagnant for a very long time now. It's quite annoying. Since the start here, it's been currently 29 days. We're going on 4 weeks, a month of sideways trading where prices have literally been floating between 28K and 31K here. Like this, flatline it. It's so boring. It's terrible to trade. There's no content to make. There's nothing to talk about within crypto, and people are suffering. There's nothing to trade on. It's boring. Well, you can't make money trading between 28 and 31. That's a $3,000 move to the upside and the downside that we fluctuate every day. Today it's 31. Tomorrow it's 28. The next day it's 31. It's terrible. So we need to wait for this to complete itself. But with the sideways consolidation, it usually always leads to big swings in volume. So I'm expecting to see, very similar to XRP and Ethereum, if we close above this resistance, not the downtrend, just like XRP, we need to break this sideways channel here. We could continue to do this. We could break outside the descending fractal and trade sideways. What we need to confirm is if we close below this support, we expect to see a dump down to 20K. If we break above this resistance, not this downtrend here, but we close above, we break through this, close above this resistance, expect to see at some point a run back up to a target of a high of 40K. And maybe a middle ground of 37K. That's the target moving forward here. The S&P starting to swing upwards. Not something I would say is unlikely. We are battling right here. You can see in the hourly here that we are inside a major ascending fractal here. There's a chance that we might bridge back up inside and then trade inside here and fill in the gap here. But otherwise, we're just kind of floating at the bottom here. So we're looking for this to swing us back inside and fill in the gap here, and then we'll see what happens. But this could obviously also be the fact that we just broke the ascending fractal here. Who's to say? But that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. Once again, thank you for being patient. Hopefully markets come back moving forward here. But everybody just sit tight, spend below your means, and you'll be okay. Otherwise, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.